Joey Reason, Piggly Boot Shop.
You know, Little Caesars is from Detroit, right?
Yeah, I know this.
Our whole city is owned by the Ilitch Corporation. So
All
Little
right.
Caesars owns like all of Detroit. The casinos are Little Caesars, where the Red Wings and Pistons play. They're owned by, well, the Pistons aren't owned, but the Tigers and Red Wings are owned by the Ilitch family and all that stuff.
They used to be owned by Domino's, which is also from Detroit.
Yeah, Domino's is from Detroit.
Yeah.
Little Caesars is from Detroit. Jets Pizza. I don't know if you have Jets out there.
No, we don't.
But Jets Pizza is a Detroit-style pizza that you can get. It's not a round, it's a square Detroit style. Jets
Yeah.
is real big. Hungry Howie's. I don't know if you guys have Hungry
have
Howie's.
that. Yeah.
That's from Detroit. A lot of national pizza chains are from Detroit. I don't know why, but because the ones that are national aren't Detroit-style pizza. So, like, Little Caesars, what was the other ones I said? Hungry Howie's, Domino's. None of those are Detroit-style pizzas. So the Detroit style that we have here, the only one that's kind of expanding across the country, I believe, is Jets Pizza. So if you ever get a Jets, get their pizza. One sec, my dog wants back out here. See, Patreon people, this is what you get paid to hear. You get me getting up to let my dog out. He just wanted
really
to come
cool.
into the room. Now he's in here and he's like, yeah, this isn't fun. The air conditioning's off. So he wants out. All right, let's get you out. All right. Back with a new batch, and a hatchet that I bought from scratch. You ever heard that song?
No.
Stubborn All-Stars, back with a new batch.
I don't
Those of
know
you
it.
that are listening, if you haven't heard the Stubborn All-Stars, listen to them. They're a fantastic ska band, East Coast. It's like an all-star. It's like from guys from the Slackers, the Pie Tasters, like a bunch of
wow.
different bands. Yeah, Stubborn All-Stars, fantastic.
I've been listening to classic ska this week.
Have you?
And,
Like what?
like Desmond Decker and the Skylights,
yeah.
and
Heck yeah.
really enjoying it. I've really been enjoying it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on that kick a couple of months ago. Lately, especially like I would say the last probably 2-3 weeks, I've been on a huge country kick. I'm just listening to country like mad.
Yeah.
There's like
I
a
just-
new artist. There, is new to me, but he goes by Hardy, Hardy.
He goes by Kenny Rogers.
Kenny
He's
Rogers.
new.
I think he's
is
new. He may have had some work done. He may have had an eye lift. Maybe. But
He's
no,
passed on, Joe.
Kenny Rogers is
Yeah,
dead.
he died
When?
in COVID. This is what sucks about COVID the most for me. Not that it
COVID took Kenny Rogers.
No, it's just that everybody was dying and nobody cared that Kenny died.
You killed Kenny.
So sad. I know.
Yeah. Oh my
He's
gosh,
gone.
COVID, you killed Kenny. Yeah, so this guy, this country artist, he goes by Hardy. And he's like a country artist that's like newer. He wears like Jordans. He has a mullet. He wears like a John Deere hat. And
Does he have like a chain of hamburger stands, hamburger restaurants, maybe?
yes, that are also
Okay.
that's a front for a Carl's Jr. Yeah.
Yeah. Carl's
Yeah.
Jr. if you're in California.
Yep. And then Carl's Jr. everywhere else in the country are called Hardee's.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been listening to him a lot lately, and he does like really, really, really good stuff. He was like a songwriter for the longest time, and then was like, wait a second, I'm writing all these songs, making millions for other people. I want to do it. And so then he started doing his own, stuff, and he's fantastic. And now he's the face of his own music. So
Wow.
kudos to him. Yeah. But this is the paid portion, and I wanted to get into medical attention. And
Correct.
so I wanted to ask you, have you ever been on tour and you had to seek medical attention?
Yes. Several
For
times.
what? For what?
Testicular torsion.
Okay.
Okay,
All
I'm
right.
kidding.
Kind
No.
of. Not really. I didn't go to the doctor
They
for that one.
unwound themselves. No, the main thing I remember is, so I was real big. My great grandmother was deaf, and my dad, by the time we started Five Iron, he was talking about how he was losing his hearing. And I remember my dad listening to music pretty loud when I was a kid. So I was like, okay, well, this is going to happen. It's happening. Like, I have tinnitus. But
Yeah, me too. I do too.
yeah, but I was super careful when we started the band because I was like, I do not want to go deaf. I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna have hearing loss, but I was doing everything I could to prevent it. So I always had earplugs on me, and it was usually in the early days. It was like those. They're kind of like cone, not those foam ones. Those foam
like the
ones.
Sonic 2s?
Yeah, like you
They're
get them
like
like at Home
rubber.
Depot. Yeah, they're
Oh.
rubber. They've got like a little stem. You put them in.
Okay. Yeah.
So the problem with wearing earplugs on stage is it cuts out all the highs, which is where you're going to lose your hearing. That's where the tinnitus is. So sometimes I would pull one like halfway out, and it's always this right ear, which is the one I've lost the most hearing on. But I would do it like if you needed to get hype and you're on stage, I'd pull it out a little bit, and I'd be like, yeah, I can hear, and then I'm excited. But mostly I would do that. And for some reason, this happened in Bowie, Maryland.
Yeah. Good old Greg
yeah.
Tassell and Shane.
Tassell.
What was Shane's last name?
Claiborne? No, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was Shane, I know your name.
Shane, I know your name.
Yeah. So go on. Bowie, Maryland. Mount Oak Church.
Yes, I had lost my regular earplugs, and somehow I had their silicone putty earplugs.
Okay.
You've seen these things? They're like, the name brand is Max.
Okay.
MACK''S. So they're mostly like for swimming and stuff. Like, they create a seal in your ear so you don't get water in them.
Okay.
I actually wear these things constantly now. I wear them not constantly, but I wear them to sleep. I can't sleep without earplugs in.
Really?
Yeah, because when I was in Roper, it was all those dudes were in their 20s, and I was like in the beginning of my 30s, and I was the only driver. I was the only one on the insurance. So I drive the van, and these dudes were like, it was their first time on tour, and they'd be like, except for Nick, he was in a band that was on Nitro Records, so he had toured a couple times. But like the other guys, they're just like, this is so cool. We're in a hotel. Let's stay up and watch TV all night. And I couldn't sleep. So I started sleeping with these earplugs in. And now, I would do that, and then I'd get home, and then I'd wake up because of the sound of the pillow, like rust when I move my head. And so I was like, I guess I have to wear earplugs all the time. So I wear earplugs every night when I sleep.
Wow.
These things. So anyway, Bowie, Maryland, Mount Oak Church. We were playing, and that's all I had was these things. So, cautionary tale to everyone. These things disintegrate when you sweat.
Oh.
I think they probably work okay for keeping the water out of your ear in the pool. But when I started sweating, they just started falling apart. So I'd start jamming them in there.
Well, let's think this through. Do you think it's probably your body heat?
It could have been. You know
like
what? That's
when you're in
probably
a pool, it's kind of staying cold. And it keeps its integrity, and probably when you're sweating plus the heat that's generating, that's probably what's jacking it up.
Could have been. Anyway, these, like, I would lose one. They were like breaking apart, so I tore it in two. I had like a quarter of an earplug in each ear at that point, and we're sweaty. And I just remember it wasn't sealing, and it was super loud. It was just like deafening. So I took my like pinky and was like, "Get in there," and it went in there. It went like all the way in there.
Yeah.
And so it was like a quarter of one of those things all the way. It was like I couldn't hear anymore out of that ear. And so we finished the show. I think also I got panicky because it was stuck in there and the other one was coming out. And I always chew gum. So I took my piece of gum out and put it in the other ear. So I was like, I'm not messing around with these earplugs anymore.
Classic Roper move. Classic Reese Roper. I don't have earplugs, so I'll just put chewing gum in there.
Exactly. If you ask Leonore what happened, she'll be like, Reese shoved gum in his ear, and we had to go to the doctor. We had to go to an ENT the next day to get it removed. Well, that's not what happened. The gum came out just fine. And I did not chew it again after it had been in my ear. I just want to clarify.
Nah, you should have clarified because I guarantee every listener would have said, yep, he ate it.
That guy. That fella.
The monkey brain of love.
So it would not come out of my ear. And, I was moderately panicking about this. I was like, I can't have this. I need to hear. I must, I sing for a living.
Yeah.
So we didn't have insurance. And I just, looked in the yellow pages for an ENT, like an ear, nose, and throat guy, and then called them. And I was like, hey, I think I have an earplug stuck in my ear. I'm not from Bowie, but we've got to leave. I'm in a band on tour. Can I come in and get a doctor to look at it? So I went. It probably cost like $300, and this dude just, he just looked in with an otoscope, and then they have little tweezer things because I'm sure half their job is pulling pieces of corn and rocks out of kids' ears.
Yeah, M&Ms out of noses.
So it was like $300.
Yeah.
And that was me seeking medical attention.
Now, this story that I'm going to tell, have I ever told the Nate hemorrhoid story?
No, you have not. Not on the Pickle and Boot Shop.
Okay. So,
thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
For telling this. Yes, I just want to say you're telling a story called the Nate Hemorrhoid story. Thank you.
So when the band was all a bunch of the guys went on keto, but back when it was called Atkins. So Nate was trying to lose weight, so he was just eating meat and cheese nonstop. So all that
this.
Yeah, so all this protein and no fiber. So he's 3 weeks into the diet.
You have told me this story.
Yeah. Have I told it on here?
No, you haven't. This is one of the best Joe stories of all time. I love it.
So so Nate's been eating cheese and meat, no fiber. And so we're in Arizona. We're playing this festival in Arizona. And we arrive at the airport. We fly in. We had our tour bus had left Detroit 3 days earlier. Was going to meet us in Phoenix, pick us up from the airport. We fly in, land at the Phoenix airport. Nice and comfy. The airport is all air conditioned and stuff. It's great. We get our baggage. We see the tour bus pull up in front. We walk to go out, the doors open to the airport, and it's like opening the oven to check on something. The doors open, and the blast of hot air that drilled us was unbelievable. I've never felt anything like in my life.
It's like living in a crematorium.
Yeah. So we get on the tour bus, and we drive out to this place where they're having this festival. I remember we played with the Halo Friendlies. We played with, that's all I can think of because that's all I can think of. So yeah, shake your head at me in disapproval. I remember we played with the Halo Friendlies, and then the concert we played, it was 120 degrees in Phoenix that day.
It was outside?
It was an outside concert.
What?
And it was cooking. So it was about 120 degrees. And I remember at night, once this story was done and we were driving, we were leaving Phoenix, I remember it was 2 a.m. and we passed a bank, and at 2 a.m, it was 98 degrees outside still. So in the daytime, it had gotten up to 120. Before we hit the show, we actually went to the hotel, and we were swimming in the pool that was outside. They had an indoor pool and an outdoor. We were in the outdoor pool, and it felt like a bath. Like the pool, the outside pool did not cool you off. It was like swimming in sweat. It was like 96 degrees. You know, it was like your body temperature. So you were out in the sun,
cutting carrots and onions, like to put in it, making a broth with you guys.
That's exactly what it was. It was like broth water. So you were all hot from being outside, and you jumped in the pool, and there was just no cooling effect. You just jumped into warm water. So anyway, we're at this festival, and we're playing, and right before the show, actually, now that I think about it, we didn't play outside. It was inside that we did play, because I can remember the stage and everything.
Thank God.
Yeah. So we were playing inside, and actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, now that I'm thinking this through, I'm getting two shows in Phoenix mixed up. I'm getting that show where it was a hot day, playing with the Halo Friendlies, mixed up with this show where it actually happened. So two different places.
Story is different.
This hemorrhoid,
okay.
Yeah, is a different one. So all that heat stuff that happened in Phoenix another time. We were in Phoenix though for this show, and Nate. Before the show, Nate comes to me like tears in his eyes. He's like, "Hey, will you do me a favor?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. Like we're boys. We're brothers. Anything, man. I'm here for you."
Tears in his eyes.
Tears in his eyes. And he says, "I need you to look at my butthole." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Joe, please, you got to look at my butthole." And nobody has ever said the words, "Joe, please, you got to look at my butthole." Never in my years to that point.
No.
And it hasn't happened since. Let me make that clear.
That's good. That's
because
good,
I said
Joe.
to that point, at no point after has it happened. So he's like, "Dude, please look at my butthole." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "When I go to the bathroom and I wipe my butt, when I wipe, I can feel like a lump. Like I could feel like a lump on my butthole, and I'm terrified." Like he was about to cry, and he was saying he thought it was like butthole cancer. And so Nate jumped right to the conclusion that he had a tumor on his butthole. So he wants me to look at it and give him my medical opinion. All right. So I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to do this." And he's like, please will you do this? And please. And I'm doing everything to not have to do it. So I go, so John Hale, our road manager, who is our like whipping boy.
Poor Johnny.
I know. I go to John. I go to Nate. I go, "Nate, if I got to do this, I got to do it with someone. I'm not just going to solo this. I'm not going to solo this spelunking job. You know, put on a light on my forehead and get down there in the crevasse. I need help." So I get John. I'm like, "John, you got to come with me. Nate needs help." He's like, "What?" I'm like, yeah. Nate needs help, man." So Johnny's in there. "Nate, what do you need? What do you need?" So now that it's the three of us in there, I break the news to him. And I'm like, "Johnny,
this is why you're here.
This is why you're here. We have to
This
look
is why
at
we're paying you."
we have to look at Nate's butthole." And John was like, "What?" And I'm like, yeah. And so at this point, Nate's like crying, and Nate is positive that he has butthole cancer. So,
Okay.
so we're standing there. I have my hands over my face, and I'm looking through my fingers like I'm watching a scary movie. And Nate drops his pants we're in the nursery of a church. We're playing a church. We're playing a church.
Okay.
So our dressing room was the nursery. So amongst all the children's artwork and Bible stories, there's a grown man with his pants down, not around his ankles. Nay, they weren't just around his ankles. He had to take one out of the shorts because he had to spread further. He had to be more than shoulder length apart. So
No.
Nate does the stripper bend where, the knees are locked, the knees are not bent, and he does a full yoga downward dog. And he goes over. Once he goes over, him and everything that should be sacred is now staring us, me and Johnny, right in the face. So Johnny and I, like I said, I'm looking at Nate's train wreck of a butt crack through my fingers. And Johnny and I, we're both probably 6 feet from Nate's butt. And Nate has a cheek in each hand, and he's pulling to make sure that our target is clear. So we're 6 feet away from Nate's exit.
Okay.
And we're looking, and I hear John go, well, I can't really see. So I nudge Johnny closer. And when I say I nudge, I put my open palm in the middle of his back and shoved him forward, probably another 4 feet, to where now he is looking at Nate's butthole as though he is looking through one of those almost like those tourist binoculars that are like that you can look across the channel to the Statue of Liberty. He is almost staring directly into Nate's periscope. And so John's like, yeah, I see something. Like, I see. So neither one of us have had 1 minute of medical training. But we are
You're just observers. You're just
we're now right
bystanders.
Yeah. We are right in the thick of it. And we're staring at Nate's butthole, and we see this lump, this thing there. And just when you think your friendship can't get any closer, or your life can't get any worse, depending on how you're looking at it, Nate's the next words that came out of his mouth, I never expected to hear this. To say, will you look at my butthole, is one thing, and I thought that was it. Yeah. After we had identified this lump, the next thing to come out of Nate's mouth, now mind you, he is crying at this point.
He's crying because he's embarrassed, or it hurts?
It hurts so bad.
Oh, man.
It's painful, and he believes that he has cancer.
He has ass cancer.
Yes. Yes, he has anal pore cancer. And so we're looking at it. We say, yes, we see something. Johnny's quite a bit closer and says, yep, I definitely see something. The next word, the next sentence that came out of Nate's mouth was, will you touch it? And my reply was, what? And to which he repeated, will you touch it? And I said, Johnny will.
Johnny's wife is one of our Patreons.
Yes. So Johnny looks at me and is like, oh, I'm going to do what? And I'm like, yeah. So at this point, I've switched roles. So I am no longer in a helper mode. I'm in a bully Johnny into doing this mode.
Oh my gosh.
So at this point, I'm like, Johnny, poke it. And he's like, I am not poking it. And I'm like, John, look at him. He's crying. Like, at any point, Johnny could have said, dude, you're standing here too. But he didn't. Johnny was the road manager, and he was going to help out his boy.
Can you touch it?
Yes. So Johnny finds some paper towel and wraps it around his finger.
No.
Yeah. So he takes paper towel and wraps it around his finger, raises it up as though he is a child about to push his first elevator button. And
what did it look like?
What did Nate's butthole look like?
What was the lump?
It was just off of the O-ring. So like it was.
How big was it?
It was about the size of. It was probably about the size of a small like red grape.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Like a peanut M&M.
What color was it?
Like a peanut M&M.
Oh my gosh! What color was it?
It was butthole color. So it was. It was just a color. It was the same color as like the rest of his butthole at that point. It was a little darker. It was a shade or two darker than normal butthole color.
Okay.
So Johnny wraps like a paper towel or a Kleenex around his finger. So now his finger kind of is like mummified. And like I said, as he raises up his finger as though a child pushing his first elevator button, he goes in and he gives it the old and he monkeyed with it as though like his finger went up and down. His finger went up and down. Wait, where are you going? Reese just walked away.
I can't do this anymore. Oh my God.
So he, so probably a good 10 up and downs. A good 10 up and downs. He turns the light switch on and off and flicks that thing around. Just dummies it. Just absolutely dummies it.
Oh, my God.
And he's like, yeah. So Nate's like, you touch it. So bully Johnny into doing it, and Johnny touches it. And so Nate's like, yeah, that's it. That's where it hurts. That's where it hurts.
That's a spot.
That's a spot.
Oh,
you got it.
Oh, yeah. Right there.
You got the spot. So Nate's full on like panic and crying because what he's felt and he's experienced, we are now seeing and confirming.
You have ass cancer, Nate.
Yeah, you have that cancer. So then what happens is we tell the promoter that Nate has like a medical issue, and we're gonna try and play the show as best we can. So Nate plays drums, so he has to sit.
And he thinks he has cancer.
Yeah, and he has to sit on a drum stool. So he couldn't sit. Like, he could not sit down because it hurt so bad. So what he did is he had to sit on, those big, like when I was a kid, they were like the McDonald's coolers. They were like the orange,
the
like
yellow things?
Yeah,
Yes.
yellow or orange, like circular coolers, like a cylinder. They had one of those at the church, so he took the top off of it, so it was like a donut.
He played the show.
And he played the show sitting on this cooler so that his butt was like inside the cooler and his butthole wasn't like touching anything. And we play a song and I turn back and I look at him and he's crying. Like he's playing the show crying.
My God, poor
we play the
Nate.
next song. He's going, he's wincing in pain, he can't take it.
Nate.
We go to play the next song, and he's at this point, he is straight like bawling, wincing in pain, crying out in pain. We finish the third song of the set, and Nate says, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Oh my gosh.
It's the only show that we've ever like stopped early. And so we're like, you guys, we're sorry. Nate has like a medical issue that's going on, and we got to cut this thing short. I don't remember if we did like what we did at the Heart and Soul Cafe in Chicago. I don't know if we just ended up like playing an acoustic set while Nate left or whatever.
He got medevaced.
Yeah. So we finish. However we finished, but Nate was done. After we go back to the hotel, and Nate, again, I mean, he's in the tour bus, he's crying, and he's like, I got to go to the hospital. So we all go to the hotel. Him and Bo go to the hospital in Phoenix. And at the hospital, those two like check in, and when they're like, why are you here? Nate says that he has an issue with like his butthole. So here's these two dudes who walk in. One's got a butthole issue. So right off the rip, they think that this is like a grinder date gone wrong.
Before Grinder.
Yeah, poor Grinder. It's taking a beating today. Pun intended. And so he's at the hospital. The doctor comes in to see him. Hey, what's going on? He says what's going on. The doctor says, let me see it. So Nate drops trowel, bends over the examination table, and the doctor's response is, whoa, I've never seen a hemorrhoid that big.
What?
And Nate's like, what? And he's like, yeah, man, you have a hemorrhoid. He's like, what's been going on with your digestive system? And Nate's like, well, I'm on this Atkins diet, this all protein, and I really got to push to get, to take a dump. I really got to push to get it out. And the guy's like, man, you've been pushing so hard, you gave yourself a hemorrhoid. And so Nate's like, I don't have cancer. And the guy's like, no, you don't have cancer. So Nate's like, what do I do? So the guy, like, Nate got these suppositories that they were about the size of a key fob for a car. And every single day, Nate had to, like, squat down and shove one of these things up his butt.
Did they give him any lube?
Not that I know of. I don't think
man.
so. Yeah. Not
As
that
a
I
person
know of.
that's put a lot of suppositories in, you got to get the lube.
Yeah. Not that I know of. Maybe they did, and Nate didn't tell us that part of it. But he would have to go in the bathroom every day and shove these key fob size vitamin looking things up his butt, and then they would melt. And so then, like, when he would take a dump, he said, like, he said it was like he was crapping out yogurt, and then
Oh my gosh.
and then it, like, loosened up the rest of the stool. So that was probably our biggest medical.
Oh my gosh.
That was probably our biggest medical attention thing. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You've told this story before, and I cannot remember it being this funny.
So
my
Patreons,
gosh.
I hope that was worth it. I hope you feel like you got your money's worth out of this week's story. So Patreon people, I hope this hemorrhoid story makes it feel like your money is well spent.
Yeah, tell us your hemorrhoid stories.
Yeah, go on the Pickle and Boot Shop page or the Diabolical Discussion. Let us know your hemorrhoid stories. Please don't post pictures. Please do not post. Actually, you know what? If you want, but here's the deal: you can't grab them off Google. If it's going to be your own picture, do it. But no screen grabs, no cheating.
Sure.
Or tell us your hemorrhoid stories.
Do you have hemorrhoids now, Joe?
No.
Oh wow, I've got them.
I mean,
it sucks.
I'm not going to say I've never had one, but I can't.
Oh, then you have them. They'll come back.
I mean, probably not in like 5 years. It's probably been like 5 years since I've had
That's
like an
nice.
issue. And usually, if I do have an issue, it's because I ate like something spicy or whatever, and then it's
Yeah.
like a day of like, oh my gosh, my butt. I feel like I've wiped my butt so much it's raw. And you kind of get that little hemorrhoidy type action going on down there.
Yeah. I think part of the reason my wife is divorcing me is because I would tell her I was on my period and make her look at it. It looked like somebody murdered my asshole, honey.
Oh. Yeah, I'm guessing that is probably the reason.
That's it, right?
Let's just call it what it is. Yeah, that's the reason you guys are getting divorced. Because you had her do that.
I was like, because she'd be like, I don't know. I don't feel good. I'm having my period. And I'm like, you have no idea. Get in here and look at this.
And then you go
That's
into
what-
straight nude happy baby pose. Just make her get in there and look. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, so
It's just
Patreons.
not a good look.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully this is a good story. You guys got a good laugh. It was worth your $1.25. Hopefully it was a $1.25 laugh. Feel free to hit the Facebook page, the Pickle and Boot Shop, or the Diabolical Discussion. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about. I had asked the question before, what would you guys like us to talk about? And all you guys put all this stuff on there to talk about, and I deleted it or I lost it all. So if you could, if you hear this, hit me up, message us on the Pickle and Boot Shop. That's probably best. Message us, say, hey, I want you guys to talk about this, so I can get some more stuff for next week's Pickle and Boot Shop podcast. We can get more stuff that you guys just want to hear answers to or stories about, things of that nature. So again, we just want to thank you for contributing a dime. Anything you guys contribute, I just hope you guys are getting your money's worth. Again,
super awesome.
Yeah, I can't afford it. I can only afford OnlyFans. I can't afford Patreon stuff for podcasts. So if you're going to have your money go towards something, thank you so much that it goes towards this. Again, I words can't describe. We just thank you so much that you would donate to this. Hopefully we could do more fun stuff in the future, more Zoom call meetings. I always joke with you about doing a podcast tour, but I seriously want to maybe look into that. Like maybe once or twice a year, do like a Saturday somewhere between Michigan and maybe do one in Ohio, because we hate Ohio so bad. Mm-hmm. We should go to enemy territory. We should go to Columbus, Ohio, and we should do a Pickle and Boot live, almost like a concert, but we just record. In front of a live audience. We do something maybe a couple of times a year, get some people out to it, and have a nice little evening around that stuff. And hopefully we can get, a couple of dozen people there.
All right.
Let us know, you guys, if that's something that interests you. If we were to come to your town, and maybe who's another big one? Who's Magnified Pod? I wonder if they would, so Magnified Pod, we come out, we do an hour. Magnified Pod comes out, they do an hour. Whoever else, Rock Candy Nation, they come out and they do a podcast or something like that. Maybe we could do something like that. And I'm just going to keep saying something like that over and over.
I think it's a good transition.
Yeah.
You say that, or Phil.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Like Phil from Johnny Respect.
Yeah.
We should do an entire show talking about Johnny Respect.
I'm down for that.
They're
Except
good.
I told my
They're good
best
peeps.
Johnny Respect story when they got crabs.
Yeah, that is a good story. That's a great story. Yeah. So you guys, it's 11:45 where we live, and we got to get up for work tomorrow. So, well, I do.
I have to make boxes.
Yeah.
I do work.
Okay. All right. All right, you guys. Well, we'll see you.
Peace.
Bye.